Hey Warriors, how's it going? My name's Johan. I want to do a commentary video on the Sword and Shield. So I'm gonna review a few fights, basically just giving my opinion on some strategies, some moves, and just reviewing the gameplay. Um, I'd say the main strength of the Sword and Shield is that you have the ability to block and hit at the same time. So you have a strong protection while also being able to use that protection from the shield to be aggressive. Um, New players usually have trouble using the shield offensively, but the more experience you get, the more you're able to do that. I'd say the main weakness of the sword and shield is the short range of the sword, and your legs are going to be a prime target, especially if you're facing the long sword or the staff. So, yeah, here we go. So, the first game is going to be between Flower Threat and myself. It's Sword and Shield versus Sword and Shield. Yeah. So here I get hit in the arm, very quick round. Another quick round, I get him in the arm. These are quick rounds. These rounds are good in the sense that you're getting a quick shot. But here we go, I'm blocking. Now he's blocking, and he gets me in the arm. So notice how we both have two different stances. He has his sword over his shield. I have my sword on my shoulder, on my right shoulder. Both stances are good. They both serve different purposes. The one behind the shoulder serves like more of like uh, increases the swing speed. The one over the shield is more better for stabbing or for defending. See, that was a dangerous move by Flower Threat here. Um, Here he goes for a hit, and instead of just moving his right foot backwards, he decides to spin, exposing his back to me, which could have potentially cost him 3 points. And he turns around, he has to recover, steps backward, and then he jumps. Actually, that's another mistake. He jumps instead. I think I would have just blocked the hit to the legs and then tried to hit my own legs. So I think that was a bit of a misplay on his part. Yeah. What new players tend to not realize with this shield is that it's a separate weapon. Although you don't use it to score points, you use it to create pressure and openings. So it's not just this passive thing that just sits on your arm. You need to like use it to block, to push. You can also use it to conceal your sword. I think that was a truce. So here, that was a really good move by Flower Thread. He normally I don't encourage jumping, especially aggressively, but here he uses the jump to create momentum while he has his shield in front of him, and he swings with the jump, which gives him extra reach, and he gets my arm as he lands. So very nice attack. This was a good example of a good of a stab. See, that was a very precise stab attack. Boom, boom. Yeah, I see the opening. His shield is a little bit low. His right shoulder is exposed. So I decide to go for the stab to his shoulder. Ideally the chest, but the chest is protected, so the shoulder is the target here. That was a nice block. I tried to dodge that. I get hit in the legs. So I catch him off guard here on this round, get him in the legs back. Or I get him back in the legs rather. I think that might have been a truce there. Nice shot on my arm. I didn't really catch what happened there. Oh, I think he got my arm. Or maybe not actually. Sometimes it's hard to tell in the videos who gets hit where. Oh, so here I tried to, he came for my legs and I knew he was gonna get it at this point. So my option was to either just take it or try to go for a counter attack and hopefully land a truce, which I think maybe I got, but it didn't seem like it counted for that. So when you're not close to your enemy, like here, we're a little bit further apart. You can see me on the left side here, holding the shield close and the sword on my shoulder. This is a stance that saves energy. You're not using a lot of energy when your shield and your sword are close to your body. It's lighter. So this is a good stance when you're further from your enemy, but as soon as you close in the 2 meter, 2 meter gap, I'd say 2 meters, you definitely want to keep your shield further out and your sword ready to hit or block. That was a headshot. I got his arm there. looked like a truce. I think it was a truce. Sword and Shield is really intense. He rings me out there. See, this is a rookie mistake. Always be aware of your environment, your surroundings. I wasn't cautious there. Truce. Okay, it's 3-2 for him. I get him in the shoulder. Now we're even, 2-2. Oh, he gets a really nice shot to my legs. I don't think I could have stopped that. It was really fast. I would have had to predict that attack. Okay, let me rewind that. So this is the last round. He has 2 HP left, so I have 1 HP, he has 2 HP. The only way this ends quickly for him, or for me rather, is that I have 2 options. Either I can get him in the legs or the arms, and that's going to take 2 rounds to end the game, or I can try to go for the chest, which is what I did. And I go for the legs here, he blocks it. So now I can see he wants to push back in. And as he comes in, I already have my sword out. I just thrust for the chest and block his attack. Boom. So chest shot, chest thrusts, really powerful to end the game. And that's the first game. The next game is between myself and Wasabi. These are like old games, by the way. They're from maybe a couple months ago, but I like them, so I thought they'd be cool to share these. So the longsword can be scary, but I think that if you master the sword and shield, you have an advantage over the longsword, because the longsword can only attack in one place at one given time, and after you throw the attack, you're vulnerable unless you're really fast, which he is quite fast, Wasabi, so. So here my blocks are just very good. I managed to block his attacks, most of his attacks, or all his attacks here. 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. He blocks it with his sword, his hand is out to guard, and then he hits my head as I hit his arm. Oh, it was a truce, actually. I block that. By the way, with the sword and shield, it's very important, if you want to have mobility, to be able to crouch. You need to crouch to block. I'll show you here. I predict he's gonna attack my legs. Boom. I crouch with the shield and I prepare an attack, or actually I don't. I just keep moving towards him. He's on the defensive now. He's just swinging, swinging, swinging. I lose a feather. Rest in peace, feather. Oh, he gets me in the shoulder there. Well played. I block in from a few different angles there. When you're playing with the sword and shield, you have to anticipate where the next hit is going to come from your opponent. So here I blocked a hit going to my legs. Now I'm predicting he's going to attack up high, so I block up high, and then I bring it down low, and I hit him in the arm. See, he's got his guard up. He has the sword right in front of him. He's being aggressive. He's playing this well. Okay. He got me in the arm. I think I was a little bit too pushy there. I could have been more patient, waited for a better opportunity. Once again, he gets my leg. I could have crouched a bit lower to block that. Okay, that was a nice move. He went one-handed with the longsword, which is risky because he has more range but less power and less control. Now he's switching back to two hands. So what I'm doing there, what I'm doing here is I'm holding out my sword with the shield behind me, is I'm trying to bait attacks from him. I'm just threatening him, trying to bait him into attacking, spending energy, or making a false move to give me an opening. So it didn't serve me that much because he still got me, but I tried. That was a truce. Nice truce. That looked like a truce as well. Oh no, never mind. He got my leg, I got his helmet. See, like, whenever he goes one-handed, I feel like he's at a disadvantage, and that's when I really start pushing in. Look, he switches to one hand. I immediately see this as an opportunity. He hits me. Now I block that attack and I start pushing forward, and now he's on the back foot. He goes for the legs. I predict that. I block it, and then I hit him in the leg, but he would have lost the point from going out of the ring anyway, so. He got my shoulder there. So sword and shield versus longsword is definitely a close game. It's a close matchup. If both players are equal skill, it's a close game. So there I got some good hits in. got his arm. This is what you want to do as sword and shield. You want to build on your momentum. Okay? So I see, notice here, he's trying to he's trying to get me with a swing and then coming back with another swing so that hopefully he gets me as I move forward. But what's happening is that as I push forward with the shield, he's forced backwards, and then I keep blocking, and see, I predict that he's gonna go for a shot to my shoulders and back, so I block up high and I hit him in the legs and he rings out at the same time. So now the score is even. So it's a pretty intense game. And notice how he's been changing his style with the longsword, because he's trying to figure out how to beat the sword and shield. And now he's really just he's swinging to intimidate and to prevent me from entering his range. Okay, and I think here I make the mistake of going in anyway. But when your opponent's doing this, you just let them do that. They're spending energy. You're not moving. It's good for you. But let's see what happens. So yeah, he's just doing that, and then I get impatient and I run in and I get hit in the legs. That was a misplay. Okay. So this is a really, really solid move I just did. Um, I'm gonna go through it step by step. So here I'm in a position where I want to trick him into hitting me somewhere where I know I'll block. Let's see. So I crouch down and I expose my back. The back is worth 3 points, right? So I'm basically presenting my back to him so that he wants to hit there. So what happens is he's like, yes, okay, perfect. I'm gonna hit the back. But then I predict that and I just raise my shield to the back while simultaneously hitting the legs. So as you can see, it's a block and a hit at the same time. This is sword and shield right here. This is the strength of sword and shield versus, in particular, the longsword. So it's not easy to do this because you need to time the block and the attack. So it takes practice, but this is essentially a power move, in my opinion. So I'm not sure who lost the point there. Let's rewind that. I blocked that with a crouch. See, this is very good. Now I block the hit coming from the top, and I hit him in the legs, so I think I got that leg shot. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. That last shot was actually him losing a point. And let me just rewind on that last round. So this is the last shot. I have 3 HP. Wasabi in the red shirt has 2 HP. And basically here, I wait for him to thrust with his longsword. And I time the block with my thrust follow up. So sword, block the attack from the longsword, and thrust to the chest with the short sword. And that's game, -2. Alright, so have one more game. And this one is between the Fisherman and Flower Threat. A great matchup here. Fisherman with the double swords and Flower Threat with sword and shield. Now this is a very aggressive, intense fight. Double swords is, I would say, quite challenging versus sword and shield. Like if you're using sword and shield, double swords can be a daunting opponent, because even though you block one attack, you'll have another sword come in your way, you know? So it's tricky. But I think Flower Threat plays this game excellently. So, okay, he gets hit in the arm there. The Fisherman putting on some good hits, keeping the guard up above. Okay, it's 8-8. That's a chest shot for Flower Thread, very good. I feel like the Fisherman is keeping his chest exposed by holding the swords up high like that. It's very aggressive, it's very, oh, here it works really well actually, because he gets the legs. See, Flower Thread is trying to get a hit here, and he commits to an attack to the chest, and now he has no defense, and the Fisherman goes ahead and attacks the legs, -1. Well played by the Fisherman. That was an arm shot. Looked like a truce. Arm shot for the Fisherman. Yeah, I really feel like the Fisherman is very exposed. His arms are very exposed. He's keeping the swords up high. I feel like if the guard would be more in front, there would be more protection, but it's a different style. It's more aggressive. But here he plays that really well, actually. I really like what he does here in this round. Flower Threat tries to push in for the attack. See, he jumps, attacks, misses. The Fisherman attacks with his right hand, and his left hand immediately, his left arm immediately comes in for a block, but he got his leg there in the last hit, so well played by the Fisherman. That was an excellent block by Flower Threat, but I do believe that was a truce. Let's see. He dodges that attack to the legs. The fisherman dodges that attack to the chest. And then he swings, dodges that. Flower Threat blocks that attack, I think. And then misses that, or he gets the fisherman in the arm, but I think it's a truce. Oh, nice dodge by Flower Threat there. So when you're using Sword and Shield, your main weakness is going to be your legs, especially if you're not used to crouching down. So if I just go back a bit here, we're going to see Flower Threat has gotten really good at dodging the leg shots. So here you can see Flower Threat is defending his arm, his chest, and the fisherman comes for a right swing to the legs. Flower Threat dodges it barely, but very calculated, and then retaliates with a swing to the fisherman's left arm. Fisherman, I think, could have anticipated that better, and I think he overcommitted here, and he gets hit right in the shoulder. So, yeah, nicely done by Flower Threat. Truce. Nice jump attack, jump thrust, but he gets hit in the arm ultimately. So it's 5-3 for Flower Threat. He's in the lead. Jump attack. Oh shit. Okay, so here Flower Threat goes ahead and tries to land a jump attack to the fisherman, but misses. The fisherman is worried about his positioning in the ring, and he's actually looking back to see if he stepped out, but this is a mistake because now actually it's not a mistake, it is a mistake, but the fisherman now is able to move forward and hits him right in the face. Luckily it wasn't a chest shot, but still getting hit in the face is not pleasant, and the round ended there. So it's 4-3 for Flower Threat. It's still close game. Oh, okay, yeah. Flower Threat takes that with a hit to the legs. 4-2 for Flower Threat. Flower Threat playing really aggressively here, which I think is how you should play this matchup versus double swords. Because if you let the double swords be aggressive against you, you're going to be on the defensive and you're going to be taken advantage of if you're using Sword and Shield. So here we have a nice dodge again, dodge the leg shot by Flower Threat, and now he has his sword ready to go ahead and swing, and the fisherman has no answer to this. He just falls to the ground and takes a hit. Arm shot. So now it is, I believe, 4-1 for Flower Threat, and it's looking sketchy to say the least for the double sword user. Okay, so now we have a big mistake on Flower Threat's part, and this is something you should avoid doing if you're using the Sword and Shield. Is your back is very vulnerable if you're spinning around, as you will see here. So he jump attacks, this is fine, but now what happens is he crouches, that's okay, and now he attacks, but he's in a position where he's in a position where he has to spin to the left, and it created the perfect opening for the fisherman to hit him in the back. See, it was a split second, but that's all it takes. So now actually we're tied, 1-1. So that's all it takes is one little mistake like that. So it's 1-1. Oh, and that's game. So Flower Threat wins this fight with a nice hit. So that's a nice dodge by the fisherman here. And then Flower Threat blocks one attack, the left side, blocks it on the left side, and then hits the fisherman in the left arm to end the duel. So really well played by both players here. And yeah, this is I guess a good demonstration of the sword and shield in action. So yeah, I hope this helps someone maybe, and it definitely helped me just to talk about it. So yeah, I might be doing more of these in the future. Thanks for watching.